A dangerous misconception as it pertains to survivalism is that we are meant to do everything on our own, that this is what self-sufficiency supposedly means, when this couldn't be further from the truth. The best mode of action is to know how to function independently, but also with others. Helping one another is what allows a culture to actually thrive. Within the realms of this incorrect notion that we should only depend on ourselves, we are sometimes fed the idea that it's inappropriate to lean on others in times of hardship in an emotional sense, and that we should toughen up. But in reality, humans are very social beings, some more than others, and we cannot process everything on our own. And I think this deeply coincides with the concept of seeking the runes. Odin waxed in wisdom, and it's important to note that he particularly waxed in wisdom as a wanderer, someone who seeks out the well of knowledge and drinks from it. Paganism as a spiritual path is multifaceted, and Odin truly encompasses that. He's the sum of all the gods, and he's the sum of all the lesser attributes that you can have, and also the honorable ones. He demonstrates the imperfections on the side of great honor. And this is where shame largely comes into play. The word shame should be handled with delicate care. It should be reserved for very specific situations. And let's say that someone makes an enormous error, like emotionally wronging someone else, inflicting emotional pain upon another person, lying, stealing, not living up to a promise you made to a loved one, whatever that may be, whatever the situation may be where shame as an emotional term is applicable. Suggesting that someone should be stuck in this perpetual cycle of shame, that they should remain there, I think is very rarely the answer. I think guilt is a more practical and necessary emotional state to be lingering in. Guilt can drive someone to change and correct what they did wrong. I think shame very much encompasses a sense of self-hate even. I think it's a good emotional state to be in if you want to perpetually be hating yourself, which is rarely the answer. So ultimately, we all need help every once in a while. This is important to acknowledge that we're all social beings, like I previously mentioned, and more often than not, I think there is more honor found in providing help to others than telling them to toughen up and suck it up and do it on their own. Sometimes this is applicable, but more often than not, I think that doesn't really fit within the frame of reality. And people need help sometimes. It's important to acknowledge this. Don't be an asshole. Thank you for watching.